Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below. Become a part of the family. So, for those of you who do not know, I get married here very, very soon in the beginning of January. It's all coming up pretty quickly. I am also a full-time photographer and I shoot a lot of weddings. So, weddings are kind of right up my alley. Before being a wedding photographer, I worked for a wedding coordination company and went to a wedding just about every weekend. So I understand how weddings work. I've been to a ton of weddings. I'm at that age where my friends are getting married and stuff. I'm a guest at weddings, all sorts of stuff. So I thought, in today's world, there are so many things that are overdone for weddings. I think that a lot of people are convinced that, oh my gosh, I'm getting married, once in a lifetime opportunity. I need to go above and beyond. I need to have all of this extra stuff. I need to have the best wedding, the most expensive, all of that. So now that I'm getting married, and I'm kind of on the other side of things, I'm a bride now. I thought it would be fun. I have this little, I don't know if you can see it, but the Knot app. And for those of you who do not know, if you have not been married, if you got married before this was a thing, if you're not engaged yet, whatever. If you do not know, the Knot is the big like wedding everything out there. And they just so conveniently make you a nice little wedding checklist that you can go down, make sure you have thought about everything, have everything you need. Everything starting from the day that you get engaged to like 2 months after your wedding. It's a whole checklist of everything. So I thought, I have a lot of experience in weddings. What on this list is complete baloney? For those of you who do not know, I don't know if you can see this. So, I don't even know if you can see this or not, but this is everything on the list, conveniently placed with ads. For example, buy or rent menswear, and then below it you can scroll through all of the options to do that in your area. So I thought it would be fun to start and go through this list and let you guys know what I think is important and what I think you should literally just skip 100%, run the other direction. Scrolling through here, there's a lot of like customize your wedding vision and save your wedding dress photos for inspiration, start a favorites board, do your vendor search, plan an engagement party, start your guest list, all of this stuff, literally right off the bat. I don't think I did any of that. I know for sure I started researching my venues. That was it. Everything else I kind of skipped. I don't think you need to get on it like ASAP like they say, unless you're getting married like soon. I had like a year and like 4 or 5 months between getting engaged and my wedding. So I guess depending on your timeline, you really need to like hop on things. But for me, I did not. And I feel like I have a very like medium amount of time to be engaged. One of the things that's on here is to decide your city, season, date, and budget. Those are all important. I would say the first thing you need to do to plan your wedding is get your date and your reception venue booked. Everything else just kind of falls into place, you know? But like things like August 12th, 2019, you need to make a beauty plan. I think if you're just gonna roll with it, you don't need to make it that far out in advance. Reception venue tours. I think a lot of today's world, it's just online. There's stuff on here about researching your photographers. I'm gonna have a whole video coming out about what to ask your wedding photographers before you book, because I think there's a lot of things that a lot of people just don't even think about. Choose your wedding party. That is important if you're going to have one. Some people just decide to let go of the whole thing. You don't have to have one. Research your caterers. My biggest recommendation is to get yourself a reception venue that has catering already included. Search around within your budget, because it's a pain in the butt if you have to pay for your reception hall plus all of your table and chair and like linen rentals, and then you have to pay extra for caterers to come in, and then if you want servers. A lot of that stuff helps if you just have like an all-for-one kind of place. Those are the best. Plan how you get guest photos on here. It says guests take the best candid shots, so start thinking about how you want them to share them with you after your wedding. And then of course it's an ad for something. But I'm like, as a bride, you don't need to stress about little things, and this is for sure one of those things you don't need to stress about. If someone gets a good photo of you, we live in a day and age where they're just going to upload it to social media. If they're at your wedding, you should be friends with them on social media, and you should be able to see it that way. Or else like a few days later you can just post and be like, hey, everyone send me the pictures you got at my wedding. I'd like to see them. I don't think you need to plan out a way that you're going to get them. I think that is a little bit ridiculous, the not. Register for gifts. They say do that, like get on that really fast. I would just say register before you send out your wedding and bridal shower invites, and then I guess if you're doing an engagement party, probably register before then, because that's how people decide what to get you. Research wedding invites and paper goods. That was a step I skipped. I just went straight onto Shutterfly and ordered some. No research needed. Design your headpiece and veil. I don't even know if I'm gonna do a veil, and here I am getting married here soon. Meet with invitation designers. Girl, you are good enough. You can just find one online. Save flower photos, save bridesmaids dress photos, choose bridesmaid dresses. I just let my bridesmaids go in there and let them pick whatever they wanted to wear. The way I'm describing my wedding, it probably sounds like it's gonna be such a mess. I swear it's not gonna be. It's gonna come together beautifully. Save cake photos. As a vendor in the wedding industry, I'm one of those people who just trust that my baker is going to do everything that I need them to do, and it's going to be beautiful, and I don't need to send them pictures of exact cakes that I want. I can just kind of describe to them what I'm looking for, and I trust their creative vision enough to be like, all right, I got you. But that's just me. Research bands and DJs. Totally recommend a DJ over a band. And I would absolutely go with people that your vendors recommend or your friends who have worked with someone recommends, because you want someone that you can trust and you know is good. Your DJ controls your whole party once your reception starts, so you don't want to like slack on that. Decide on your ceremony decorations. As a photographer, these are things that I don't think are important. Ceremony decorations. If you're getting married in church, I don't think you should ever pay for flowers to make the church look nice. I don't think you should ever pay for the things that go on the pews to make it like look nicer. I think that is the beautiful space that you've chosen to get ready or chosen to get married in, and I don't think you need to invest in things to make it more pretty if that's where you've chosen and if it's fine. And if you're on a budget, like those are the things you should cut, because the little things that go in the like pews or down the aisle, unless you're in like the first, second, or third row, really no one's gonna see them, and you get like one picture of them and they're just left behind, they're thrown away like that. I think that if you're trying to cut your budget, that is where you should cut it. Decorations for your ceremony. If you are not getting married in a church though, honestly get like one of those little arbor things and decorate it with like fake flowers from afar. They look the same. A lot of people are like, I need a Pinterest style ceremony. Honestly, the ceremony, yes, most important part of the day, because that is the like time of day that you were united as husband and wife. That is the time where you were married. But if you're trying to have your Pinterest worthy wedding and you're trying to, from a perspective of a photographer, your ceremony lasts like 15-20 minutes typically if it's outside, compared to literally the 8 or 10 hour wedding day that you're having. And if you're in a crunch, splurge on a place to get ready so that you have lots of natural light and windows. Splurge on a photo booth for your guests, because you'll get a lot more pictures from there than anything else. Splurge on your own bridal bouquet, because you get to hold that. Splurge on other things. Rant over. Book your cocktail hour musicians. They should probably just be the same as your DJ. Research rehearsal dinner venues. This is something that I could just completely pass on for my wedding, but other people want it, so I said, you do you, boo. You do you. Rehearsal dinner tours. This list honestly makes me feel so overwhelmed, because I'm like, you don't really need to do a lot of it, and I don't really think you do. Plan the welcome party. Hold up, let's read more about this. Having a destination wedding or a lot of out-of-town guests, yes. A welcome party gives you the chance to greet everyone and for your guests to meet each other in a relaxed setting. You got too much stuff to do for that. Have like a after wedding brunch or something. Meet with rental lighting pros. You need to rent lighting equipment. Find a venue that has that included. Don't worry about that. Save hair and makeup photos. Isn't this the same as a beauty plan? Book honeymoon. Geez, that's one of the hardest parts of the wedding, is trying to decide where you want to go for your honeymoon. List reception extras to buy. Party favors. Oh my gosh, never ever ever do party favors. They're such a waste of money. No one cares. They get left behind. If they're candy in like little bags that you have spent so much time picking out. They're gonna eat the candy and leave the bags. I've seen people do plants before. People forget them, then you're stuck with like a million plants to take home, and you don't want to have to do that. I've seen custom like beer bottles, but then like all that work, and people leave them. People leave them all the time, and you're like, list out wedding ring options. This is something I'm really struggling with. I have my elopement band and then my engagement ring, and I like have a specific vision for my wedding band to add on to this, and it has been so hard to find anything that would fit my vision. So if you guys have like any like non-name brand jewelry stores that you recommend, leave them in the comments below, please. Where did you get your rings? Because I need something that goes with this, and I have a vision, but I can't find it anywhere unless it's like a $3,000 ring, and your girl is not about doing that. So here's one that I actually think is important. Make a transportation plan. So many brides get to their day and they're like, wait a second, how am I getting there? I can't drive in my dress, or I've been drinking all morning with my bridesmaids, or I got to the ceremony one way, but now that person left to head to the reception and I'm still here for pictures, and you know, you start freaking out. Like, think about that ahead of time. That is super important. I'm not one who's like, oh my gosh, pay for a party bus, because you're paying quite a bit of money for them to just sit there and wait for you a good chunk of the time. But at the same time, it is so nice to be able to not worry about like, whose car am I driving in? Where are they? When are we leaving? All of that sort of thing. That's something I'm still stuck on for my own wedding. Welcome bag photos. What? Save favor and welcome bag photos. You don't need a welcome bag. That's so nice if you can afford that, but like, people aren't going to be disappointed if they get to their hotel and they're like, there's no welcome bag for me. Ceremony extras to buy. Another thing that I think is a waste of money, if you get those little cards printed off that say like, oh, meet the wedding party, this is so-and-so, she was a college roommate, this is so-and-so, we are best friends since 2nd grade. You know, this is so-and-so. You don't need that. Put all that on your wedding website. If people care, they can go on your website and they can look, they can read all about it. It'll be awesome. But you do not need those for them to have at the ceremony. They pick it up, they read it over once, they put it back down, it gets left in the pew, it gets thrown away, it's on the ground anywhere else but kept and read again and again and again. A big waste of money in my opinion again. I know I have a lot of unpopular opinions, but that's okay. If you feel like you need to do something, I would say if you're doing like a traditional ceremony and you have a lot of people coming that are not that religion, like we're doing a Catholic church ceremony, I really don't want to print like the order of the mass or whatever for everyone, but we do have a lot of guests who are not Catholic and they won't know when to sit down, stand up, what to say, when to sing, all of that stuff. So that is like the one thing I'm like, maybe that would be worth an investment to save like half of the people from feeling awkward and not knowing what to do. But at the same time, if you're stressed on a budget, don't worry about it. You're the bride, you know? You're the bride. Decide on your bridal shower outfit. I got mine the other day from Goodwill. It is so cute. I have mine coming up in a few weeks. I don't know when this video will go out. Today it's like October 23rd. And I'm gonna be doing Vlogmas, so I'm pre-filming a lot of videos to like put in there when I'm at my wit's end with everything else. So you might be seeing this in a few weeks, you might be seeing this in December, I don't know, but as of right now my bridal shower is November 3rd, so it's coming up. Buy stamps for your invite. Oh my gosh, buy them in bulk. It is so expensive to buy stamps, but just think, you're gonna need them for your invites, you're gonna need them for your RSVP cards, you're gonna need them for your thank you cards, everything. You'll use a ton of stamps over the next few months. Buy them in bulk. It's such a pain going to the post office a million times and all of that. Also, for your RSVP cards, a lot of people, like websites and stuff, try to sell you them in envelopes, and then you have to pay extra postage because it's extra weight. I literally just printed off like postcards, and then on one side I did all the RSVP stuff, and then on the back side I literally just put our name and address so that people could just pop them in the mail and it would come to our house automatically. It was cheaper postage because it was just a postcard stamp instead of like the forever stamps. And yes, buy your stamps. Arrange for guests, shuttle, or parking. Find yourself a venue that has parking. That is a huge pain in the butt. Buy your cake topper. Honestly, a lot of people use flowers. You don't need anything extra special for that. Plan your big exit. You do not need to have a Pinterest style exit. If you are planning to have a big exit, number one, think about the fact that you're gonna have to pay your photographer and videographer longer if you want them to stay till you exit at the very, very end, like 11:30 at night or whatever. A lot of people charge extra for extra hours. Also think that a lot of your guests are probably gonna leave before then. You and all of your friends are gonna party till the very end, but a lot of your older guests are probably gonna get home. If they have kids, they're gonna get home to that. It is what it is. That's totally okay. A lot of people also are like, oh, I want my big exit, but I want everyone to be there. So they schedule it early, so they're gonna like have a big exit going out. But that's so awkward on your guests because then they're all outside doing your sparklers or bubbles or whatever, and they're like, do I stay? Do I leave? You guys run through, you kiss at the end, and then you're like, what do we do? You know, just one of those things. Just something to think about. Make your honeymoon packing list. It was due October 1st, 2019. We don't leave for our honeymoon until January. We didn't even book our honeymoon before then. Like, finalize ceremony readings. Okay, work on the seating chart. If you want to save yourselves time, don't do a seating chart, but as someone who would walk into a room and like panic when I look around and I'm like, where do I sit? Who do I sit with? Where am I supposed to sit? Did I just miss the seating chart? What do I do? I'm one who's gonna make a seating chart. I don't want anyone to have to walk in and like panic because they don't know where to sit. Yes, it takes more time, but it's fine. Start your day of timeline. Please have a wedding timeline. It makes everyone's job so much easier. For the reception, your DJ will have a perfect timeline for you already. For the rest of your day, ask your photographer for help. They do this all the time, and they can kind of be like, okay, this is how long this will take, this is how long this will take, and it'll just be awesome. It makes everything go so smoothly. Buy or make a day of emergency kit. You don't think you'll need it, you'll need it. That's a good one to have on here. Get your marriage license. That's a big one a lot of people forget. Confirm your details with your wedding party and your payment to vendors. Yes, 100%. Review your wedding vendors. Yes, give them a review. Please tell your photographer, videographer, caterer, cake baker, anyone, thank you for helping me out on my day, for being there, for making it all come together beautifully. It sucks to deliver a gallery back and never hear a word again. Yeah, and then change your name to your thank you cards and order your photo albums. So obviously I'm very opinionated about what I think is important versus not for a wedding day. I work them all the time, and there are just some things I think are completely overdone. I'm a budget bride. I would rather do stuff for an affordable fee than going above and beyond. I think I could use that money for traveling, vacations, pulling together my house, anything else other than just one day. But I know that's not everyone's opinion, so I'm sorry if I offended you. You do you, boo. You have your great extravagant wedding. You do everything on the knots list, and I hope it makes you very happy. But you do not have to have that to be a happy bride, have a happy marriage, or anything like that. At the end of the day, you're married, and that's that. But thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!